Welcome to the Monday morning show. Good morning, everybody. It's somewhat kind of wet this morning, and we have a line of showers and some thunderstorms moving off towards the east, about to move into southwest Louisiana. Good morning again. This is the Monday morning show sponsored by HP Neal Construction. You can see on Tamco Live Doppler radar, we had this line of showers and thunderstorms. It's actually not too bad once it was in Liberty County, but once it moved into the Beaumont region, this thing has really kind of lost a lot of its energy and umph. So the closer it gets to the Texas-Louisiana border, this is likely just going to be some light rain that's moving into parts of Orange. You can see a little bit of lightning towards the Sabine Pass area, but other than that, this is weakening. But we do expect some additional rain or maybe even some showers and some isolated storms to develop parts of Houston into Liberty County later this morning, and this will move eastward into Beaumont and then really into southwest Louisiana later this morning, getting into the afternoon hours. So not only are we pretty active in parts of southeast Texas, but you can see some activity going on in parts of the East Coast, getting into the Virginia area as of right now. But really, a lot of the action we're seeing in towards the Texas coastline or upper Texas coastline, moving in to southwest Louisiana. This is a weak front that has moved really into our region. This is what's giving us this round of rain moving into the region. This is really not going to drop off the temperatures too much. It's going to really kind of keep us a little cool for Tuesday morning. But other than that, it is really going to be into a warm and dry week coming up. And thanks again to our sponsor of Tamco Hellguard Beyond Class 4, showing us what's going on with the satellite and radar this morning. Lots of cloud cover, and then really watches that line really moves into the southeast Texas area, and it really has just weakened very quickly. You can see the current temperatures across the deep south is mainly into the upper 60s to low 70s. You can find some 40s and 50s off towards the north. We're not going to see that at all this week at all. Thanks to our sponsor of Switch Electric, showing us what's going on in the regional temperature department. And Neutron Electrical Services is bringing in the temperatures of what we're seeing across the area. It really kind of varies. You can find some low to mid 60s further to the north, but along the I-10 corridor and south, this is mainly into the 70s. Some areas already into the middle to upper 70s. You can see 77 in Beaumont, 77 in Sabine Pass. A little cooler over there towards southwest Louisiana, but already still in the 70s at the 71-degree mark. And again, thanks for a sponsor of Neutron Electrical Services. It's been pretty active the last couple of days, but you can see we have some of these isolated pockets in the red and the orange. That's up to 2 to 3, if not up to 4 inches of rain they saw. But some of these isolated pockets you can see, like Conroe and Cleveland, did get up to 1 to 2 inches of rain, a little bit better towards the just north of the I-10 corridor. But Houston, not too bad. Beaumont almost up to an inch of rain. So we've been getting that much needed rain. After today, or really after this afternoon, pretty much, it is going to be warm and dry the rest of the week. This brings us to an outdoor and construction forecast for today. So you know you've got somewhat of the rain right now. Later this morning, getting into the afternoon hours, we expect some redevelopment towards the Houston, Liberty County area. This will move eastward, so another 30 to 40% coverage for some rain is expected later this morning, mainly into the afternoon. Temperatures topping off into the low 80s. And thanks again to our sponsor of Modern Concrete Material. They're going to be busy the rest of the week because starting after this evening, tomorrow throughout the rest of the week is going to be warm, so lots of outdoor construction forecasts looking really good. And you can actually see this on our Futurecast, sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. There's that light rain that we see moving towards the Texas and Louisiana border. You can see some areas of rain towards the Lake Jackson region, but what we're going to be watching is later this morning to see if this actually does happen. I think it should. We still have the moisture in play, so we'll see some redevelopment likely from the Houston Woodlands down to Lake Jackson. This will move eastward, getting into Liberty County, our Lakes region, pushing into Beaumont around lunchtime, getting into the early afternoon. But you got a lot more energy, a little bit more moisture over there towards southwest Louisiana. Still have that leftover boundary. So from Lake Charles to Lafayette, you could see some locally heavy rainfall. A lot of the heavier rain later this afternoon will be off towards the east versus interior southeast Texas. So that's something we will be watching later this afternoon, getting into the evening time hours, as the heaviest rain definitely will be staying off towards our east. And then after that, it's going to be quiet later this evening, and then the big story is going to be those warm temperatures the rest of the week. Now, here's the temperatures we're going to see this afternoon. Again, we can have some redevelopment of some rain. Temperatures mainly will be topping out into the upper 70s down towards the coast and far towards the north, but the rest of the region mainly going to be into the low 80s, thanks to our sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you one. Then overnight tonight, it just kind of varies. It's going to be mainly into the low 60s, far towards the north, sneaking into the mid 60s. Closer you get to the I-10 corridor, ranging from the upper 60s towards Houston, mid 60s, Beaumont, Lake Charles, down towards the coast, upper 60s to low 70s. And thanks again to our wonderful sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you one. For Southeast Texas, the next 5 to 7 days, This is the best opportunity for rain this week because we are warming up into the middle to upper 80s. And then as we get into Sunday, there is a chance we might start seeing some rain moving back in. Maybe next week's a little bit more active, but this week after today is definitely going to be warm and it is going to be dry. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana. I apologize. That is not supposed to say PM storms. Let me move that out of there. You can watch this live as we do it. Let's go say goodbye to this PM storm. Well, he doesn't want to leave. Let's just hide them. How about we do that? There we go. For Southwest Louisiana, after today, you will not have rain. I do think there's a chance for some locally heavy rainfall later this afternoon, sneaking into the evening time hours. And then after that, we warm up into the middle to upper 80s. The remainder of this week might have a chance of rain once we get into Sunday. To wrap up this afternoon, or really just today, we do have a chance for some redeveloping rain that probably will start towards the Houston area, move eastward into Beaumont and Lake Charles later this morning, mainly into the afternoon. Some locally heavy rainfall is still possible from Lake Charles into Jennings and Lafayette later this afternoon. Temperatures mainly topping out into the low 80s. But this is a wonderful time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app if you have not downloaded it yet. Other than that, have a wonderful Monday. Thanks again for tuning in to the Monday Morning Show. We'll still have some posts throughout the day on Facebook, YouTube, and on our app. But other than that, I will see y'all on Tuesday morning. Thank you again for tuning in, and thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't have this wonderful show. Y'all have a wonderful Monday.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by
At Gulf Coast Weather Solutions, we focus on delivering reliable weather forecasts. Our new app provides reliable weather updates and alerts no matter where you are. With real-time weather alerts and warnings, you can stay informed and prepared wherever you go. Download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app today on the App Store and Google Play and stay connected no matter where you are.